What's up? What's going on, people? This is Bubba. Brazil, bring Bubba back. Brazil, bring Bubba back. Welcome to another walk and talk video where I share my thoughts and my aspirations and all that good stuff. I'm talking to you right now about my plans to return back to my most favorite place in the world, Brazil. Yeah, so man, what I want to talk to y'all about on this particular video is, man, I want to give y'all the harsh, and this was recommended to me by one of my subscribers. Definitely I appreciate that. Gave me some advice to really help grow my channel, and I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate any kind of feedback, any kind of ideas, things like that to help me grow this channel. You know, definitely appreciate it. But they mentioned that I need to talk more about the harsh realities of living over here in the States. You know, the harsh realities. As I'm walking right here, you see this prison right here. The harsh realities. Ironic. Walking by a prison. Well, I walk by this prison almost every day. But yeah, I'm gonna break down the harsh realities of living here in the US, especially for those that has the inspiration, desire to come over here and live. You know, as an I guess as an expat, as an immigrant, I don't know. But in this day and age, I think y'all in for a rude awakening. I don't even know where to start on this one. But man, it is not like what the media tells you about living here. It's really not. A lot of people get the misconception that Americans, you know, are each and every one of us are like swimming in millions of dollars, or just have money growing out of nowhere that we have at our disposal 24/7. But the truth, it's not really like that. A lot of Americans are struggling. A lot more than the world knows it. You know, a lot of us are struggling out here, man. And I don't know what your goal is. You know, I'm talking to those are trying to move here. You know, from wherever you are in the world. You may be trying to escape, you know, some political, you know, craziness going on around your way, or you just coming here like most people, just trying to find a better life, you know, economically, you know, sometimes socially. But the real deal is, man, it is not like how it was maybe 100 years ago, 50 years ago, heck, even 20 years ago. You can throw it 10 years ago. It's not, I mean, it's not like that. I mean, them days of you coming over here, you know, you get better opportunities. I mean, them days are dwindling. They dwindling. I mean, it's going down. I mean, just trying to look for work, it's possible, but I mean, you're gonna be slaving just like us, just like the regular Americans, just like, you know, regular US citizens. I mean, you're gonna be struggling. I mean, that's true. You're gonna be struggling. I mean, jobs are really gonna be hard to come by. Granted that any job that you find, you know, since you're an immigrant, pretty much, it's gonna be low pay. It's gonna be low pay. So you're pretty much gonna be competing with other individuals, other Americans, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Granted that the only saving grace that y'all really have is the fact that you come into a country where the dollar as of right now is still the reserve currency of the world, meaning it still has power. It still is the #1 traded commodity in the world, the US dollar. Everybody accepts the dollar as of now. But as we already know, you know, there's a lot of nations out there that's about to dethrone the dollar as we speak. So, but that's your only saving grace that you have. So, and I think this what keeps a lot of people coming, still, you know, still coming over here, because the fact that we still have the dollar is the world's reserve currency. But other than that, I see pretty much I mean, it's gonna be rough. It's really gonna be rough, because you get, like I said, you're competing with other Americans. You're just competing for these few resources that we have left here that's not consumed up by the wealthy or the elite here. Those few resources, you will be scrambling with the rest of the Americans and the rest of the other immigrants. So, and like I said, it's by design. You know, it's like a new version of Hunger Games, any kind of dystopian type of Logan's Run, or, you know, those type of scenario, you know, events. They Live. What else? Soylent Green. It's some type of situations that we're in right now. Everybody's pretty much fending for themselves. You know, it's like a divide and conquer type of situation that we're in right now. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared for that, because that's the real deal. That's the real truth. You're gonna be struggling here. I mean, just like if I would go back to Brazil right now, you know, I'll definitely struggle. But you know what? I'd rather take that struggle, because I'm looking at the lifestyle. You know, I'm looking at the lifestyle. I don't want to bring this Western mentality overseas, and that's including the Western lifestyle. I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up when they want to go overseas. I'm talking about fellow Americans. They still have that Western mindset. They still want to live that luxurious life. They still want to live in the exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that's the wrong way mentality to have when you going to a country or a place where, you know, I mean, where you going, how can I put this, man? It's like, it's not the right mindset to have. You know, you have a lot of people who's already upset that you have Americans coming to particular places, making everything expensive. You know, of course, there's gentrification that happens overseas too. Even in Brazil, even in Colombia, even, you know, name a place, Thailand. And foreigners, they go to these places, you know, they drive up everything. They drive up the costs. And on the opposite end, you have immigrants that come over here looking for those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And those opportunities, unfortunately, like I said, they're just dwindling down. I mean, what can you do right now? I mean, the juice is not definitely worth the squeeze here. It's not. It's really not. And I mean, I just hate to be the bearer of the bad news. I mean, you really have to go through the ringer here now to really make it. Now, that wasn't the case 20, 30 years ago, even 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But now with, you know, President Trump and his immigration stance, he's making it real hard for a lot of immigrants to come over here, you know? So that's one big thing y'all need to look at, you know, before when you decide to come over here to America. You know, that's the real deal. But again, another saving grace I see a lot of immigrants have, a big advantage that a lot of immigrants have, you know, compared to a lot of Americans, is the fact a lot of immigrants that come over here, they still have the community mindset. They still think like the collective. They have that mentality where everybody pull their resources together, everybody will live together, you know, just to save money, you know, so they will have the opportunities to build up their communities, to create more wealth, more longevity, to establish a legacy, establish further generations, you know, that will prosper, you know, compared to us, where man, we've been programmed, our minds been made up, we've been conditioned to, you know, to be very individualized, and that mentality, man, is really destroying us right now. So y'all do have an advantage in that aspect. Y'all still have a community mindset where everything is about community. We got a group, whether it's group economics, you know, group politics, whatever. Y'all still think for the group. Y'all still believe in family, not just nuclear family, but y'all still believe in the whole village. But that's one advantage that y'all have over, I'll say, regular Americans, you know, that live here. So, but other than that, you know, the struggle's gonna be real. You know, the times are different now. So it's not, like I say, it's not 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, especially after the pandemic. You know, a lot has changed, and hate to say it, things are, you know, just getting worse here, you know, for average Americans. You know, so I could imagine how it was going to be for anybody that's not American that comes here to try to make a living. I can only imagine. But that's the real deal. You know, that's the real deal. That's what y'all can expect. You know, it's totally different now. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. I mean, y'all let me know, is any man, what's some hard pills y'all have to swallow with, you know, in terms of, you know, coming to a new place, coming to a new country, you know, dealing with some truths, you know, about living here. I mean, y'all got any like hard truths that y'all had to, you know, had to endure? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Definitely. So, but yeah, this is Bubba. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. And I need all the help I can get right now. So, and till next video. Brazil, bring Bubba back. Bring me back, Brazil. Bring me back. All right, peace.